And now with reaction, former member of Britain's Parliament and Euro-Pacific Capital Senior Economic Consultant John Browne. John, thanks very much for being here this morning and for weighing in. So what do you think?
Maria.
What do you think does happen now?
Well, I think, as your commentator so aptly said, she will try to negotiate with the European Union, particularly with sweeteners like something on the euro, on the Ireland boundary, on the subject that the British legal system will not be subject to the European system, maybe something on fishing grounds being returned to Britain, those sort of things that will pull in some, may pull in some support to get to the 51%. But it's all a show, and I don't think will work. Meanwhile, Project Fear will go into high gear with the Bank of England, big business, big banking, saying how terrible everything is going. And there will be an effort to create chaos. And from that, she will try to extend Article 50 beyond March the 29th. And as your commentator said, try to encourage a referendum to see what the British people think. They have already voted to get out of Europe. Plain and simple. Why go back? It's like rerunning the Kentucky Derby again because your horse didn't win. And so then I think after the chaos, if she doesn't get it through, eventually she will resign, go to the House of Lords and be given a good, high-paying, cushy job by the European Union. There's growing feeling that she's working for the European Union and not for the United Kingdom. I mean, she castigates Parliament after her bill is kicked out. Parliament had no option to start talking about alternatives. In fact, the Speaker broke 600-year-old rules to form bias against the Brexit people by crushing their amendments. So it was all gobbledygooch at its most kind, but lies, in fact.
So it sounds like you think there's no path to a deal. So what is the way forward?
Well,
how do they get out of this?
Well, I think that I didn't say there's no. I think there's little path, almost none. You're quite right. I think getting out of it is accepting what the British people have said: get out of Europe, Brexit. And if you were incapable after 30 months of negotiation to come back with a deal that was better than this, in fact, we got a deal that was worse than when she started. We were out in the European Union, but with no seat on the board. So if you're incapable of doing that, let's have the Brexit, the hard Brexit, which will not be, it'll be fanned up to be terrible and chaotic with this Project Fear, but we'll be trading under World Trade Organization rules with all the countries of Europe individually, not as the European Union as a whole. So Britain, I think, will end up far more prosperous than it is within the European Union. We'll be able to carve treaties with China, with Japan, with the United States, which the European Union hasn't succeeded in doing yet. So I think that it'll be a short term of distortion and chaotic, readjusting, things like that, and markets will feel it. They don't like uncertainty. And then there will be an upward path to much greater prosperity.
What about the deal with the EU? John, what about a deal with the EU? I mean, are they going to give Britain a good deal, given the fact that you're talking about a hard Brexit?
Well, we'll start to deal with each individual country under World Trade Unions, working towards, I think, towards a same deal as Norway has and Switzerland, both non-EU countries trading with the European Union. I can't understand why she didn't go for that for the very start. But it would be enough of a Brexit to break the key things, which is getting out from under the Code Napoleon European legal system, which is grotesque, where your onus of proof is on the defense. Once you're accused, you've got to prove your accuser wrong.
Yeah.
The jury system, this sort of thing, which is totally alien to British and American legal and culture. And also, of course, to being able to trade freely around the world, which we want to do and have done in the past, when we were chucked out twice before, once under Henry VIII, once under Napoleonic blockade.
John, you really say it straight. We so appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
John Browne joining us there.